Take a look at this line to get into the Charlie Kirk Memorial. It is just before 6:30 a.m. and this is what the parking lot at State Farm Stadium looks like right now. There are so many people here that one police officer told me they're running behind schedule because there are people pressed up against the doors of State Farm Stadium, so they can't open them. The line looks like it's just starting to move now, so maybe they've been able to open those doors since we started to talk to the officers, but they're still a long way in. And yesterday, Glendale police told me they thought 100,000 people were going to come by. Now they're thinking that number may be closer to 200,000. The spokesperson for the department says he has no doubt that it will fill up both State Farm Stadium and the overflow arena and still leave people out. We'll be covering it all day.
This is what it currently looks like outside the State Farm Stadium in Arizona for the Charlie Kirk Memorial at 5 a.m. Behind me you see the lines. This year alone, there have been 11 school massacres, and not a single one had a major memorial at a large sports stadium in America. There have been a total of 515 lives taken over the last 22 years in school massacres, and not one resulted in a memorial in a major sports stadium with tens of thousands of people. I'm not discounting what happened to Charlie Kirk, but America, maybe we have our priorities a little bit skewed.
All right, so we're over here just streaming live from the Charlie Kirk event, and it is just, this is mayhem here. There's so many people here, and we just got word that Donald Trump is coming in on Air Force One. There's actually 3 planes coming in. The whole entire staff is coming in. The whole place is security. It's locked down. This is just amazing. People are in good spirits. People are hugging each other and loving, and at the end of the day, they're just saying that that love is going to win overall, and good is going to conquer evil. I mean, this is the biggest revival. This is only one piece, one section, but we're going to be streaming live all night tonight from the Midnight Channel on the Midnight 123, and the lines are just deep and strong, and it's just absolutely amazing. There's everybody here, and everybody's like holding hands, and everybody's hugging each other, and we just got word again, Donald Trump confirmed on his way here, as we got the stadium behind us, that the motorcades will be coming in, and people are also waving the flag of the United States of America, and this is going to be the biggest revival, that we have ever seen, and it's just amazing that the energy here is just so sick. And as we're just going to keep walking down the line, I got to tell you, this is amazing, and we'll be making posts all day, every day, with what's going on here. I'm sorry, I mean, my words are all bubbled right now because I'm so excited about being here, as we were all the way up by the influencer area, but we will continue to post all day, sending so much love to you and your family. Midnight, I'm out. May God bless the people that are here. May God bless our president, Donald J. Trump, and may God bless the United States of America. Woo!
There's thousands of people in Arizona already. That's some handheld camera footage from last night in Glendale, where over 20,000 people have already gathered. The funeral is going to be, well, the procession or the ceremony is going to be at the Arizona Cardinal Stadium in Glendale. And that place has a capacity of 73,000. And they're already anticipating nearly 100,000 to show up and pay their respects. It's going to be a lot of people in Glendale. I personally can't go, unfortunately. Thought about it, but it's not something that I could pick up and do. But there are going to be a ton of people there today as we wish our good buddy Charlie goodbye. So hope you're doing like me and my wife. We're heading to church this morning. We'll pay our respects in our own way.
I assume you saw what happened with Charlie Kirk. What do you think is happening currently? It seems like tensions are rising, and obviously he got assassinated in broad daylight during one of his speeches.
It's tough to say, to be honest. It's pretty sad, to be honest. I'm sure you saw it too, but I'm not really sure if people know how big of a deal it is, because what's going on right now is, I don't know where you stand. It doesn't really matter where you stand, but the left is supposed to be the tolerant party, right? But what's been happening is all these big figures, obviously our president, they tried to assassinate him and they didn't, and it makes you think, like, what would have happened if that did happen? And I don't know, seeing something like that for me, you probably saw the really graphic video, seeing something like that for me was really eye-opening, because it's almost like you feel like you know Charlie Kirk, you see so many videos of him, and it was so graphic. But I guess to answer your question, I don't really know where it's going to go from here. There's a lot of people that I think are slowly waking up, even people on the left. Like, my stepdad's super liberal, and we like butt heads about him, even we were talking about it today. And it's something that I think a lot of people are noticing now, that all these people that we're speaking up in the land of the free, right? You have freedom of speech, you have all the right to say all these things, and it's nothing about it is like in a super toxic manner, you know? He was just having conversations with people about things they disagreed on. And for someone like that, he was like 31 years old, he had a family, was clearly a loving father, and for him to get just like murdered in broad daylight for literally just trying to establish like traditional norms that we have in our society, that like what makes America such a great country. And to think that that was so problematic, right? Preaching Christianity, stuff like that. You don't need to believe in everyone's in the same religion. That's fine. But I think there's a lot that goes into it. I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. But it was a weird feeling today.
So guys, welcome to this amazing channel, and in today's video we're gonna react on the attendance of Charlie Kirk's funeral. Oh my god, whoever thought that Charlie Kirk was that much loved? I mean, nobody ever thought about it. You know, when I don't know, is it because the government really supported him in, number one, closing down the Jimmy Kimmel's show, and then also Trump coming in and commenting about hate speech? And hate speech in this case means that those who don't agree with him or the MAGA support. So guys, today is the funeral of Charlie Kirk, and I can see so many big personalities in that particular funeral. It's not yet over as we speak, but as we continue, we will be bringing out more and more videos from what Trump said, Americans' reaction on Charlie Kirk's funeral. I mean, so many videos are going to come up as we continue doing this content. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the attendance, because this particular stadium in Arizona has a capacity of 63,000 seats, but you know what, of 100K attendees. I mean, both inside and outside, and also in some other stadiums there were screens placed in there so that people can actually watch. So the wife of the late activist Charlie Kirk banned some celebrities from attending the funeral. And of course, these celebrities, they kind of made a comment that the family didn't like, or Erica Kirk didn't like, and that include, of course, Jimmy Kimmel in the first place, Piers Morgan, Steve Colbert, Alexandra Cortez. So those are some of the celebrities that were literally banned from attending this particular funeral. So guys, I mean, as early as 4:50 a.m., thousands of people had already lined up, to get into the stadium so as to attend the funeral. I am used to seeing presidential funerals, being like this, or probably musicians, big musicians, the kind of Michael Jackson. Actually, there is a function here and there. You'll see massive number of people, thousands of people attending. And in this case, it's an activist. But who knew that he was this powerful? I don't really want to use the word powerful, but I'd rather use influence. He had that massive influence, because that's like him having his own fan base, those that attended this particular funeral. And remember, nobody was ferried to the funeral. It's different when a group of people is ferried, and when people just come out on their own. Throughout the night, people are lining up to get into the stadium, and the stadium gets into capacity, and they have to put out screen outside for those that are outside to also watch what's happening. And speeches are ongoing as we speak, but we'll be coming out to react or comment on those speeches in from tomorrow, of course, because at the moment it's actually around 11 p.m. here. And of course, yeah, we need to rest so that we bring out, quality content for you. Rest is good, right? So, of course, we had already talked about Charlie Kirk's funeral, the attendance, and also the dress code. They actually chose red, white, or blue as the dress code for attending the funeral. And of course, all those people that attended the funeral, they respected the family's decision. Big influential people attended the funeral, including President Trump, who came in with an Air Force One, the Vice President J.D. Vance. We also had Ben Carson, and so many other people that we are still going to talk about in these particular videos that are upcoming. So, to confirm to you that Charlie Kirk was really loved, Americans or MAGA supporters, they were shouting Charlie, and after that it was USA. So you can imagine being loved like that. If I could have been the one, oh my God, I don't know how I would have felt. I think Charlie Kirk, from just wherever he is actually smiling. He is assured that I was really loved. And also the wife has actually said that, what, I am going to continue with the legacy of Charlie Kirk. And on top of that, guys, who could have imagined that there could be security guards on rooftops, and you could see them also waving at the people, and just showing that solidarity. For me, what I've seen today is MAGA support. That is what I've actually seen, or MAGA united. Actually, these people have united. The funeral of Charlie Kirk has united the MAGA, and of course, okay, from the perspective of unity, it's good. And of course, on the other side of the funeral part of it, we can also say that nobody is like happy that it's happening, because Charlie Kirk was a family person. He had a very young family, actually, and the kids were still so young. I don't even know if they understand what is happening. I don't know if they understand the influence of their dad. And we can see Erica is really stressed about all these things. But also, I'm glad that those that worked with Charlie Kirk, they already told her that when it comes to the chairmanships of, or the chairperson or the CEO of USA, point, she's the one that is going to take over it, because that was the wish of Charlie Kirk, and we're gonna ensure that his wishes are delivered. So of course, Americans are like, what the hell is happening with the MAGA people? Because so many massacres have happened from since time immemorial in America, but we have never seen you united like this. I mean, so many bad things have happened in our schools, and we don't see you coming united like this. But for Charlie Kirk, I don't know what's happening with you, because, does it mean that the lives of the pupils and students that were massacred weren't important? And when it comes to Charlie Kirk, it was important. So this was just a question from a particular American. Actually, the video is in this particular video. We are going to watch his reactions, and kindly comment down below what you think about this particular video. So thank you so much if you actually watched the clip up to this point. I appreciate your presence. I'll see you in the next video, of course, about Charlie Kirk, also Charlie Kirk's funeral. Bye bye.